Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio. And today, welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. As always, drink responsibly if you choose to do so. Samantha, are you sipping on anything?
Yeah, I'm keeping it real casual with my Coke Zero.
Ooh.
Yeah, Coke Cherry Zero. Yes, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But currently what's in my refrigerator needed a little pick-me-up. And this is the best way to do it for now without coffee.
Oh, that sounded so sad.
I know. Well, it's like after 12, so I can't have that much caffeine. I have to limit that amount of caffeine.
You know I've got a lot of rules in place around this. Yes. Well, I am sipping a hot toddy.
Oh.
Because guess what, everyone? I have COVID.
Did you get COVID?
I got
From
COVID.
Oh, no. I love that we're celebrating this instead of like, oh, no.
I feel fine. I really do.
Oh, do you? Oh, no. No symptoms?
The last time I got COVID, I talked about this, and it's like, it's also sad. I treat it like a vacation. I'm like wearing fuzzy socks.
Except you're working.
I know. But I did go to bed at 9:30 last night.
Ooh.
But I had a very intense Star Wars dream.
Ooh.
And I kid you not, I was like flailing about and I pulled a muscle.
Oh my gosh. Was it a good dream at least?
It was a really good dream.
Okay.
No regrets.
Then a win is a win.
No regrets, my friends. But yes, I'm really bummed because last year, I didn't get COVID and like everyone around me did.
Yes, we did.
This year, the new booster for the COVID vaccine comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I didn't get it last year is because
You'd gotten the COVID.
I'd gotten it right before and it was so close. But alas, here I am.
So you have no symptoms? Are you just tired?
I'm tired and I'm like the same as last time, sneezing.
Oh,
Itchy
you're
nose.
sneezing.
I don't know. That's my thing.
You're in good spirits because before you, maybe you're just faking it. I don't know. You right before you were more tired. You seem more tired than you do now.
Honestly, I feel energized and I don't know what to think about that. I really, really don't.
The opposites for you.
I don't know what it is. But yes, I'm very fortunate. I feel pretty good. But that does lead me into what I wanted to talk about today, where I got COVID, which was DragonCon.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I've talked about it before, but in case you don't know, this is a convention that's been held in Atlanta since the 80s over Labor Day weekend. It is now spread where like it used to be Friday to Sunday and now it's like Thursday to Monday, but Wednesday's trying to get in there too.
I saw all the TikToks and like Wednesday was hopping. I was like, what is happening? You missed out on a full day, Anney.
I know. Next year, Samantha, we're going to have to work even harder to cover. Like,
It's going to be a 2-week thing from now on. And we're going to be like, oh.
I know. So as per usual, after I go, and I do stay at a hotel room there, which I'm going to have more information about later because I had some fun times. I was just going to recap some of my favorite things that I saw. I will say, we were discussing before, I like to guess what I think is going to be the big costumes. And I was guessing, I guess a couple. I would say there wasn't like a breakout costume. There was a lot of Fallout, which is I thought there would be. There was a lot of Olympics. A lot of Olympics. There was a ray gun breakdance off, and it was very funny. And I kind of felt bad at how much I laughed at it, but it was very funny. There was a huge SpongeBob contingent.
Really?
So
I saw muscular squid.
Yes, handsome Squidward.
Yeah.
Handsome Squidward was there.
Would we call him handsome?
No, that's what he's called.
Is he?
That's his name.
I just know muscular. I call him the muscular because he's not handsome. He freaks me out.
I love this. Okay, so I love SpongeBob. I know a lot about SpongeBob. Handsome Squidward is an episode where Squidward basically goes wild on cosmetic surgery. And there was someone dressed as a handsome Squidward there, and he was amazing. He was a hit. Oh my gosh. There was someone dressed as Pearl, who is Mr. Krabs' whale daughter. But the reason I liked her so much is that she, for the like bill of the whale, she used like a laundry basket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, it was super cool. It was super cool. But then there was a group of like really obscure SpongeBob references. And one of them was my favorite. He was Schmitty Werben Man Jensen. He was number one. If you're a SpongeBob fan, you'll get it. But basically, he's a dead body with like the hat with the 2 beer cans on the side.
Oh, he has a name?
Yeah.
I just assumed he was like an extra in the restaurant all the time. Or whenever they have like crowd moments. So I do, okay, this is my nannying era where the kids loved SpongeBob. So I hated it. I guess it was my mid-20s, late 20s when I was a nanny with the kids, and they loved SpongeBob SquarePants, and they would watch it all the damn time. And it was during the era where I don't think it was ever new. I think it was reruns at this point, but they were still relevant. And so I would hear it and I would see clips of it. So it was one of those things that was constantly going. And I know any of the mothers or any caretakers out there know when you have something running constantly, not because you are watching it, but because the kids are watching it, it starts driving you crazy. So for me, even though I don't hate it and I would rather them watch that than like children's shows where they freak me out, like Teletubbies or something. Thank God it wasn't that. Or badly made sitcoms on Disney Channel. Like, I would much rather have watched SpongeBob. But anyway, in that layer, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Is this actually funny? Or is this an existential crisis that children don't understand?
Is it both?
Right, yeah. Is it both? And so therefore, it's just driving me crazy. But with that, so I know bits of SpongeBob. I can't, this is all new to me because I think I remember the Squidward episode.
Handsome Squidward.
I think so, because these are all. Are any of the SpongeBobs new? Have they kept going?
Some of them are new, but most of these costumes are from season 4 and earlier.
Right, so that would have been way back when, right?
I'm not 1999 is when it started.
I'm not making this up. Great. I'm like, wait, am I? Okay, so I do know of these things, but still, like, I would have never known this dude's name, and I didn't know he had actual part.
Oh, when my friend and I saw him, we both pointed and shouted.
Is there a movie? Has it come back? Or is it just the retro thing that people just like, yes, let's do this again?
There are still new shows. There is, in my opinion, even a creepy CGI show that's called SpongeBob Summer Camp or something. So they're still making new stuff, but I think a lot of that stuff isn't as regular as what was happening in the early SpongeBob days. But yeah, there was a lot of SpongeBob costumes this year, and I went back and watched SpongeBob afterwards because I was just like, I gotta go watch that episode again. It was so good. There were a lot of What We Do in the Shadows. I went one day as Laszlo at the Gay Pride Parade. And that's when I got my ribbon. I got a ribbon in the wild. If you don't know, a lot of conferences like this, they hand out ribbons that are sort of, sometimes they're like achievement-based, sometimes they're quest-based. Like if you go find this, you get a ribbon. Sometimes it's just if you give somebody something, sometimes they're literally just impressed with your costume. But I got this ribbon because she liked my hat, which is a cowboy hat, rainbow cowboy hat that lights up. So yeah, it checks out. It's the phrase from The Day the Earth Stood Still, like the first thing the alien says. And I was reading all about it because, of course, I was like, "What does this mean?
What does this mean?"
And it's apparently one of the most famous sci-fi phrases of all time.
Oh,
yeah, so that was cool.
Huh.
That was cool. I will say, I was talking to my friend Katie, who's been on the show. I have a lot of friends, Katie, who's been on the show. She's been on the show. She likes anime a lot. She was picking out a lot of anime stuff. And sometimes I wonder if I'm not picking out on big cosplay contingents because I just don't know that fandom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she said a lot of Has Been Hotel, which is not anime, but I don't know it. But she said that was there in force and a bunch of anime. Random stuff I saw. There were a bunch of Taylor Swifts and Travis Kelce's. There was a really good Everything Everywhere All at Once, like huge group that had like it was awesome.
Nice.
There was somebody dressed as Doug Dimmadome from the Fairly Odd Parents. And if you don't know Doug Dimmadome, he like wears a white tuxedo. He's kind of imagine how I like Colonel Sanders, but he wears a huge top hat. And people don't know him, say this tall hat guy. And even during the parade, the DragonCon parade, they were like, what's the best costume? And one of them said, the tall hat guy. It's Doug Dimmadome, sir.
Of course.
That was a really good one. You could just see his hat like moving through the crowd.
Of course.
Yes. There was somebody dressed as Sean from Hot Ones.
Oh, really?
And he had all the hot sauces.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. And he was handing out little mini hot sauces.
That takes money. Damn.
I know. And I thought this was really clever. There was somebody dressed as something from Dungeons and Dragons. This all happened very quickly on the elevator. And he was handing out little things of fireball.
Ooh.
Because that's a spell in Dungeons and Dragons. Did you cast fireball?
Yeah, obviously.
That was clever. I liked that a lot. And then there were a ton of memes. So many memes. There were people dressed as the beer bottles, Cerveza Cristal, which was the thing that I think in May went viral about these old Star Wars commercials where they like put in Cerveza Cristal.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, that was really good. I was bummed because I wanted to carry around a Cerveza Cristal, but I couldn't find any.
Now you know why.
And then I was going to make some, and then I didn't do it because I forgot. But next time.
Next time.
There was somebody who was Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the conspiracy board, which is a popular GIF.
Yes, nice.
That was good. There was a really good ratatouille I wanted to send you, Samantha.
I love ratatouille.
It had the like chef's hat and it had the mouse inside was moving and there were lights. So it was like a shadow pattern where you could see the mouse.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
It was really, really cool.
Aww.
I liked that. There was a Mandalorian clicker.
Yeah. You never did send a picture of that.
Because I never saw it. But I saw the helmet when I checked in. And then I saw it again when I checked out. But I never saw it. But it was like the Mandalorian's helmet. But on one side, the quadriceps was busting out. It was cool. That was a good one.
That is good.
I saw not one, but two Dune popcorn buckets.
Yes. And when she's saying that, she means life size, not like the costume, not like just carrying around. Literally, they were dressed as Dune popcorn. Yes. I was like, what is this? It's hilarious.
It was very good. There was also a Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket.
I wonder if there was any others.
Yes, there was. There was a Han Solo cup, which is an oldie but a goodie. Mm-hmm. Somebody wearing dressed as Han Solo wearing a Solo cup.
Nice.
And then cicadas.
Oh, really? Yes. I saw that. I was like, what is this?
There was a bunch of people dressed as cicadas. And they had really funny signs. And they would just like kind of scream at you when you would walk by. But one of the signs said like, I woke up after 17 years for this. And one of them said, I'm a screamer. And he would just randomly go, ah! It was so good.
I wish I could see your reaction when they scream at you.
Oh my God. But they also had like the regular non-screaming cicada sound, but that was a good costume.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. And then there was a group dressed as the Menu. People from the Menu.
Oh.
Yeah, which I thought I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that, but Cool.
Did they dress up as a s'more scene?
I think someone was dressed as the s'more scene.
I feel like that would be the most recognizable scene.
You're right. I think the person who dressed as oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but Anya Taylor-Joy's character.
Yeah.
She looked like her. So I'm pretty sure like I just was and then I saw, it's a whole group of them.
There's a group of them.
Yeah.
I guess that would only really work if you had a group of them, because if just seeing her would be like, oh, look, a pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, it was a whole crew. It was a whole crew.
I love when they come in crews like that and all dressed up.
There are some costumes that really work far better if you're in a crew.
Right.
I did see, that being said, I did see a really good Evie from The Mummy. Last year I saw like the whole group from The Mummy, but I know The Mummy enough that I was like, I know you. I know who you are.
I see you.
And then that brings us to me.
Yeah.
Disco Luke. So this was a really fun year because I had a lot of pleasant interactions. There's a guy who I met the first time I dressed as Disco Luke and was just so bemused by the whole thing. And I explained everything to him and all of this. And now every year he comes up and finds me and is like, oh my God. But this year he came up to me while I was talking to a bunch of people and he was like, I will never forget this cosplay because of you. This is Luke Skywalker. And everyone was like, it is? Yes.
He's educating the people for you. I like it.
I love it.
And
then there's another guy who I run into every year who does like Luke Skywalker cosplays. And he came up and we had a great conversation about it. And he was telling all of his people about it.
I love that.
And then there was a guy who came up to me and he knew it exactly what it was, the costume, down to the year. He was like, is this from that 1978 German interview? And I was like, oh my God, yes, it is.
He was ready.
It was the best.
He was ready.
It was so great. Wow. Because I get a lot of like, are you the golden snitch? And then Wonder Woman, I guess.
Okay, the golden snitch, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I see it.
Because it flutters.
Yeah, and then I guess Wonder Woman wore something similar in the newest one.
Oh, really?
I think. But a couple people came up to me and were like, Wonder Woman? And I was like,
Sorry.
It's actually not. It's a Disco Luke Skywalker. And then at one point, the DragonCon way is a lot of times you end up waiting for people and then they never show up. And at one point, I was waiting for people and I was by myself. And a bunch of people came up to me. And I think like when you're alone, people feel more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Like coming up. But I had a whole slew of people coming in, asking about it, taking pictures.
Love it.
It was great.
Yeah, of course they did.
It was great. I love it. It does need repair though. It took some hits.
Oh, really?
The costume.
It's hard with the fan.
It is.
The wings on the helmet.
Somebody knocked it really good. I had to do some repairs. But it needs even further care. I feel like every year I'm like, I'm going to take care of you, and then I don't.
I mean, it's impossible. It's such a crowded space.
It is.
There's so many things happening. You have adult beverages and lots of friends.
Mm-hmm. It was packed. It was. All right, so just some random other stuff. I have to say, I felt like an expert this year at DragonCon. I normally feel like pretty good about it, but this year I was like, damn, I got this down.
When are you not an expert? Like, this is your home turf.
This was a smooth.
Okay,
it went
even
well.
better, even better.
Mm-hmm.
No hiccups, no drama.
Yeah. No, not really. I did. So as you know, getting a room at DragonCon is a whole mess. It's really difficult. And so through various reasons, I had an extra hotel room and it was just going to sit empty essentially. But I ended up finding someone who I knew who wanted it and it all worked out. Yep, that sure did.
Nice.
So that was awesome. It was a DragonCon miracle. And then, I saw a bunch of friends, a bunch of people I hadn't seen in a while. I like that they all seem to know, like, oh, this is where we'll find her. There was a lot more ribbons this year getting handed out, and my friend Katie made a lot of bracelets, friendship bracelets, and that helped with the ribbon exchange.
Oh, nice. So how many did you end up getting again? Ribbons?
I only got 2, but she got like 10 plus. My friend Marissa got like 6, maybe. People were getting a lot.
Okay.
I would say, I talked about this last time, but I think it continues to be more diverse. It was a lot more diverse this year.
Nice. I did see a great TikTok of all the Black women like who love cosplay, and it was a pretty good group, and the costumes were awesome.
Yeah. It was definitely, I love it. I'm happy to see it. But they do like these, DragonCon does these like get-togethers, and you can just see like everyone dressed as this or everyone from here, and it was a lot of diversity in it, and I loved it.
Yay.
Yeah. I'll also say fan fiction has really gone mainstream because they had ribbons.
It is. I think it's on everybody's, at least in their like peripheral. Like they know it's there.
Yes.
And they have, like, they're starting to wonder how it may have infiltrated their own life because, like, figuring out some of, like, the things that they love, the movies, the comedy, any of the books may have started as fan fiction. It's a lot. I love it.
It is. But it's just interesting to me because I was like, oh, this is a ribbon. Okay. And then I would say this wasn't a bad thing, but it was, I've talked before, I think last year, about like working on my boundaries around food and stuff like that. And another one is I've become very much like, go do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And sometimes that can lead to some tension just because
misunderstanding.
Yeah. I guess because to me, I'm a very like, yeah, go do what you want to do. But to other people that can feel like, but I want to do it with you. But because there are schisms now in my friend group's fandoms, it just ain't gonna work. It is not gonna work out. And this is something I want to come back and revisit in a future episode. But I think it was fine, but there were definitely some moments of like, I won't be going to that. Do not ask me to. Yeah, but it was good. COVID and all, here I am.
COVID and all.
I had a really, really good time. And the costumes. Cosplay, as always, was the best part, and it was amazing. People are so creative, and I love it.
I'm glad you had fun. I'm sorry you have COVID. I'm glad it's not too harsh.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, even before I went, I was telling you, like, dude, that's probably it. You take a certain...
like, it's almost like 40-60, and 60 is definitely going to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. But so far...
okay. As long as you're staying at home now, and everybody's doing their treatments if they need it, and hope everybody's safe and catching it early. Like, meaning, like, knowing that they got it, not catching it early. You know what I mean?
I told everybody. I did the text of,
letting everybody know it has arrived. COVID season is here. I am positive. You need to check. I'm glad you had fun.
I did. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah. It's funny because every year I'm like, before it, I'm a little dreading because it's just a lot of work and like getting in there into the hotel room and all of that. And then you're always tired afterwards. But I will say no one got sick in terms of hungover, COVID aside. But like everybody did really, like, we had a good time and that didn't happen. Got out. I'm already like, I've got my tickets for next year. It's funny how immediately after I'm like, yes. Can't wait.
Secured.
Can't wait to go again.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. But as always, listeners, if you have any cosplay you would like to share, if you happen to be there, if you have gone to anything similar, or if you've just seen some amazing cosplay I didn't mention, because you never see, every time I look up later, I'm like, how did I miss that one? Let us know. You can email us at StephanieMomStuff@iHeartMedia.com. You can find us on Twitter at MomStuffPodcast or on Instagram and TikTok as Stuff Mom Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.